Sniper rifles are a huge part of Call of Duty. Some people use them aggressively, some people use them more traditionally. Let me know what your play style is in the comment section while you're watching the video, but no matter who you are, snipers are here to stay. And the debate will always rage on which one is the absolute best. Today, I'm going to give you my updated list of the 10 best sniper rifles ever put in a Call of Duty multiplayer, because there's been a lot added since the last time we did this video. Now, be clear here, we're going to be talking about these games in their current state, meaning the pre-patch DSR from Black Ops 2 will not be in the top 5. Otherwise, it would have been. So make sure you keep that in mind. Be sure to tell me what you agree with, what you disagree with. Drop a like. Let's get nostalgic with the best snipers in COD history. Kicking things off at number 10 is the L118A in Modern Warfare 3. This was the first bolt action that you got your little hands on in Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer. And yes, it was a tad underrated, but it did have a passionate following, and I think it was a lot better than people gave it credit for. I think it was slept on. It was virtually always a one-shot kill. Had very little idle sway, pretty solid zoom-in distance that made it good for both aggressive and more stationary playstyles. A lot of people did prefer the MSR, which we'll talk about a little later, spoiler alert, but the smoothness and the consistency of the L118A made it a pretty popular pick for a lot of players, especially since it was unlocked right out of the gate. The MSR, that was a pretty massive grind for you to get your hands on it. I think it's a good way to start today's list. And guys, if you get anything from G2A.com, use code CHAOS. Get yourself some cash back. The link is at the top of the description. At number 9, the L96A1 in Black Ops. Little COD history lesson. During the development of the original Black Ops, Treyarch famously hated the way snipers were being used in World at War and Modern Warfare 2. They didn't like it. They thought the community was getting too aggressive with the snipers, so they stepped in. They drastically changed the mechanics in their next game in order to make snipers more traditional and methodical. Idle sway was heavily increased. ADS speeds were slowed down. There was that annoying little trait that was added to every sniper where it was completely inaccurate until a second or two after you finished the AD animation. About a year after Black Ops came out, Treyarch caved. They did. They caved to the community's criticisms and patched up snipers to make them feel more like what you'd expect from a COD game. And that was when the L96A1 started to shine. Bolt action featured a huge one-shot kill range, some extremely smooth handling that made it great for both aggressive and passive playstyles. I mean, I love the original Black Ops, and while sniping frustrated a lot of people, this was a bright spot, and I'll always have a ton of nostalgia for it, even though I don't snipe a lot. I liked this one. This one felt good to me. At number 8, the Moors in Advanced Warfare. Now, Advanced Warfare's sniping scene was not amazing, mainly due to how hard it was to snipe consistently when people would jump 20 feet in the air at a moment's notice. But if there was one sniper that people attached to back in 2014, it's crazy it's been that long, it was the Moors, which stood for Military Operator Rail Sniper. Single-shot sniper, had to be reloaded after every single pull of the trigger, but it was also virtually always a one-shot kill, which kind of made up for how hard it was to use. It was very hard to hit consistent sniper shots in Advanced Warfare, so the fact that the Moors would almost always reward you with that insta-kill was a pretty huge bonus, and there was a pretty sizable chunk of the community dedicated to getting good with it. In a non-jetpack COD, it may not have been the best due to its relatively low fire rate, but within the context of Advanced Warfare, it was actually really good. I think it was a top 10 sniper in COD history. You may disagree with this one, but that's what the comments are for. At number 7, the MSR in Modern Warfare 3. The final sniper you grinded to unlock in the game. It was seen by many in the community as the younger brother of the iconic intervention. I'm pretty sure that was done on purpose by the developers. The handling speeds were fast, the zoom on the scope was relatively low, it made it great for quick scoping and aggressive play, and it was great paired with the Specialist Strike package, and the firing sound was honestly one of the best in COD history. I will say, it took a little getting used to, and the ADS animation could sometimes throw off your shot, but the MSR was easily the most popular sniper in the game, and the number of crazy 1v1s and Moab gameplays I watched, it was pretty glorious, to be honest with you. It definitely qualifies as a COD legacy weapon, and there are still people keeping its reputation alive through the Plutonium Project. At number 6, the M40A3 in COD 4. If you're looking for the beginning of quick scoping and aggressive sniping, it was not Modern Warfare 2. It was this. It was your starting sniper in COD 4. It grabbed hold of the community for a number of reasons, never let go. For starters, it was a great, consistent weapon that rewarded you for aiming high, rewarded you for hitting your shots. More importantly, it had very quick handling, even gave you a damage boost for throwing the ACOG sight on top of it, which just further encouraged aggressive playstyles. Now, COD on YouTube didn't really take off until COD 4 sequel. But the M40A3 helped to get things going. If it hadn't been so popular, I mean, there was a decent chance that Infinity Ward never would have expanded upon the sniping mechanics at all, which means we never would have really gotten quick scoping. The M48-3 is a piece of COD history. I think it's a top 10 sniper. You may disagree, but if that's the case, you probably didn't play the original COD 4. At number 5 today, the Barrett 50 cal in Modern Warfare 2 2009. Now, it debuted in COD 4, but it was arguably made even better in the sequel. Now, granted, it was often overshadowed by the Intervention. That's to be expected, though. I mean, the Modern Warfare 2 Barrett was a freak of nature, and the fact that the Intervention overshadowed it, I mean, come on. Semi-auto sniper, huge 10-round default mag, incredibly consistent one-shot kill range, especially when paired with stopping power. Now, the Barrett kicked a bit harder and had some hefty idle sway, but it wasn't hard to figure out the ADS timing and snap from target to target to target with ease. Honestly, if the Intervention had just been 5% worse than it was, the Barrett probably would have been the top sniper in Modern Warfare 2, and if you were playing back in the day, you know I'm right. I mean, it's top 5. It has to be, right? At number 4, the Locust in Black Ops 3. Now, BO3 struggled to maintain a solid sniping community at first. Treyarch once again decided to remove aim assist from the sniper rifles, and since it was a jetpack game, that made sniping even harder. But after a handful of high-level snipers like Homage started showing off how insane this rifle could be in action, the community rallied around it, and they made Black Ops 3 a high spot for COD sniping in general. The Locust was a bolt-action rifle, massive 10-round default mag, very generous one-shot kill range, which most of the snipers on this list have. The handling speeds were fast, made it perfect for aggressive play. Getting good with it was a true showing of skill, because not only did you have to learn how to play without aim assist, you also had to figure out how to snipe while thrust jumping and wall running. It was a very high skill weapon when you consider the game that it was in, but that's part of why people loved it. You couldn't just pick it up and be good. You had to put in the time and the hours to really figure out how to use it to the best of its capabilities, and there are countless members of the community who look back at the Locust the same way old school players look back at the Intervention or the M48-3. This rifle captured a new generation of COD snipers. I don't think any sniper since Black Ops 3 has had the same effect. At number 3, and a lot of you probably never even used this gun, the PTRS-41 in World at War. One of the most satisfying weapons ever put in a Call of Duty game. It was hands down the best sniper in the game. It wasn't even close. Semi-automatic tank buster, hit for 70 base damage, no stopping power, and had some pretty generous damage multipliers, which made it almost a one-shot kill as long as the target wasn't using Juggernaut. On top of that, it was semi-automatic. Did I mention that? It fired noticeably faster than any of the other snipers, while also boasting some of the best accuracy in its class, thanks to not much idle sway. I mean, it did kick a little bit, but it returned to center very, very reliably, so it wasn't a big deal if you knew how to use it. But the best thing about the PTRS was the fact that landing kill shocks would often cause the target's arm or leg to go flying, which never failed to make you feel like a total boss. It has returned a couple times since World at War, but it's never had the same punch or the catharsis, I mean, really, than the 2008 version did. At number 2, the Ballista in Black Ops 2. Like I said in the video intro, the DSR probably would have been one of the top snipers if it hadn't been nerfed. Unfortunately, that infamous patch went through and shoved the DSR back into the dirt, but thankfully gave us the opportunity to appreciate the Ballista, which probably wouldn't have got as much attention from the community had the DSR nerf never happened. Bolt-action sniper featured a smaller one-shot kill range than the DSR, but had much quicker handling and a much faster fire rate. You had to be more consistent with the Ballista in order to use it properly, but that's what gave it the charm. Aiming high with the Ballista was always an insta-kill, and the super smooth handling made it addicting to grind with and really, really made you try to be the best you could. The DSR may have been the best sniper in the game before the nerf, but after the update went live, the Ballista was the top dog, and since then it's established itself as one of the most beloved snipers in COD history. The handling, the damage, the firing sound, it's just nostalgia. But at number 1, no doubt, I mean, come on, it makes the number 1 on almost every updated list we do, the Intervention. Modern Warfare 2 Intervention. 2009 Modern Warfare 2. Nothing is ever going to have the same impact in the community that this did. This was the one and only bolt-action sniper in the original game, and it quickly made a name for itself. Smooth, quick, consistent, reliable, the sound, everything. Once Modern Warfare 2 players started figuring out how to make montages and YouTube videos, it was game over. The COD YouTube scene back in the late 2000s and early 2010s was almost entirely born from Modern Warfare 2 videos and Intervention montages. Nukes, trick shots, kill records, it didn't matter. They were doing it all. It wasn't just that the sniper rifle was godly, it was also the fact that it was the first time the community was able to come together, rally around so much potential for entertainment, and it was surrounding one weapon. I know this is basically one giant you had to be there argument, but what else can I say? If you were there, you know. The Modern Warfare 2 intervention was a top-tier sniper rifle that gave birth to the entire movement within the community that simply would not have existed without it. You had trick shots, sniper montages, quick scoping, basically anything else along those lines, you can thank the Modern Warfare 2 intervention. There you have it. Best sniper in COD history, in my opinion. Let me know where you agree or disagree, and I'll see you soon.